Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham, for the final time. And yes, we're here to talk about stage 21, the final stage of Tour de France 2023. Before we get into that, though, let's have a look at what happened on stage 20. It was a short but very difficult stage, and as expected, the breakaway was given no leeway. At the end of the day, the wind also played a big role. They went into quite a headwind on that final climb, and we had a small group of 5 riders coming to the line together, and it was Tadej Pogačar. What an absolute champion this man is. He did try and attack on the climb. When that didn't work, he realized that he could sit and wait and that he would be the fastest in the sprint. He got the stage win, which I must say today I did not expect. I wasn't sure he was going to feel the effects of Wednesday's stage still, but well done to Pogačar, absolute champion. Felix Gall, he just put Vingegaard for third, and while that may not have meant much to many people, if you followed me and took the Vingegaard bet at World Sports Betting, it was absolutely heartbreaking to see Vingegaard set up and Gall just take him there on the line to grab second spot, which means we didn't get our money back with the World Sports Betting second place promo. Simon Yates, a great race from him in fourth, and his brother, who did a lot of work towards the back end of the stage to set up Pogačar. Adam Yates was fifth. Some really top riders were in the break. We had Barguil and Pinot. They just couldn't make it at the end of the day, and Bilbao also top stuff from him. Bit of an anticlimax, the King of the Mountains. I thought Gall would challenge for that, but in fact, Ciccone wrapped that up with 2 climbs still left to go before dropping back. And yeah, at the end of the day, we get comfortable victories for all of the Jersey winners in the end. We had over 7 minutes for Vingegaard over Pogačar. We had Philipsen well clear in the points market. Jumbo-Visma too strong in the team's classification. And Ciccone, yes, wrapping up the King of the Mountains in the final stage. That was that. Let's move on to stage 21, which of course is the traditional stage. It's short. It starts nice and late. I think around about the neutral. They get going around about 4:30 South African time. And it's 115.1 kilometers long. But let's face it, we know there's going to be no racing in the early stages. There's going to be champagne and photographs. And then the pace will gradually ramp up as they get onto the Champs-Élysées. Jumbo-Visma will lead them on. And from there, we will start getting some action. We're going to get a breakaway, probably 5 or 6 riders that go clear. And they'll never be allowed more than about 30 to 40 seconds as the sprinters teams get on the front. Now, being a sprint, of course, not surprising to find Jasper Philipsen as the big favorite. But he is very, very short for this one. He, of course, won on the Champs-Élysées last year. He's won 4 stages in this Tour de France already. He does look very, very hard to beat, particularly given his lead out and the fact that Mathieu van der Poel will be putting him into exactly the right position at the right time. He's 5 to 10. You can get 5 to 1 Pedersen here and 11 to 2. Dylan Groenewegen, and I must say he's impressed me the way he's come through the mountains. Very strong, and he was right up there on Friday's stage, showing good legs. Perhaps he can challenge Jasper Philipsen for the win. And Pedersen as well has been absolutely phenomenal. Just a reminder, if you did enjoy our coverage, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We do other sporting events, particularly rugby. And of course, you don't want to miss our coverage of the Tour de France next year. Then let's get into the bets. Now, Sunbet, just as a matter of interest, have got 7 to 10 Philipsen, so a bigger price. But if you are going to back Philipsen, take the 5 to 10 at World Sports Betting because they do have the money back for second promo. I'm going to get into my bets in just a second, but just want to thank everyone out there who's watched the previews. Some people have given me feedback in the comments, which is absolutely great. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm pretty tired, looking forward to a bit of a break as far as Tour de France goes, but it's been great having you on board, and I hope to see you next year. And hopefully you did a bit better than me with the bookies. At the end of the day, I actually made a profit on the stages thanks to Casper Ice Cream, but I gave a lot back on my long-term bet, so it hasn't been a very successful tour for me, but certainly a very enjoyable one. How am I going to finish things? Well, I'm going to surprise you with a couple of these bets. I'm going to leave the 5 to 10 Philipsen. Not that I don't think he's going to win. I do think he will win. But I'm just in cycling. I can't bring myself to back a 5 to 10 shot for the stage. There's too much that can go wrong. Punches, he can get boxed in. I mean, we've seen all sorts of accidents in this Tour de France. I can't take him at 5 to 10. So I'm going to have 2 units on Mats Pedersen at even money. There we go. That's at Sunbet. You can get even money on Pedersen finishing top 3. I might throw a unit at him to win as well, but that's my bet on that one. And then, okay, we know we nailed on for a sprint on the Champs-Élysées, but is there any chance we're going to get someone who can go away, either the break sticking, which I don't think has got any chance, but can someone make a late attack? We normally get a couple of attempts of riders to make a late attack. Now, I doubt very much we're going to get a successful late attack. But how's this for a little speculative play? And I'm probably going to look fairly foolish, but look at the price. I'm going a quarter unit on Pogačar, 200 to 1. He's more than likely won his stage today. He's more than likely done his Tour de France, so to speak. But don't be surprised if this man just decides to have a go, because he is the sort of guy, if he could get a bit of a gap, they would really struggle to peg him back on that final straight. So I'm going a quarter unit interest there on Pogačar, 200 to 1. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. It's been great. We'll see you for the 2024 Tour de France, and let's hit those bookies hard.